What do you think of the new setup, brother?
Yeah, I think it's sick. It's so much more comfortable.
I know.
You know, I'm loving this right now. And now I don't fucking fidget all the time.
Yeah, I can't like figure out where I'm trying to get comfortable at over here, but
I don't really have much of an option here.
yeah, you just posted, you're stuck there. But yeah, I hope y'all like this setup. Probably stick with it for a little bit or not. Give us some feedback. But yeah, so the last pod we did was with Josue, the pro boxer. If y'all didn't watch that yet, go check that out. But we actually went to his gym, and we didn't really know what to expect going into it. So pro boxer going into a fight, that's not happening anymore, sadly, but training. This was like his cardio, like boxing cardio day. Wow. He put us through the ringer, brother.
Yeah, I was sore for like 3 days straight.
Bro, we started with 15 minutes of jump rope.
Yeah, you know, it kind of doesn't sound like a whole lot. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't.
Oh, 15 minutes of jump rope. Bounce on your toes for 5 minutes and tell me how your calves feel.
Yeah, I was fine through like the first, we did like 7.5 and 7.5 pretty much. And I was fine the first. I was pretty good the second, and like immediately once I put the jump rope down and started walking away, my calves were heavy. Like, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I think I had my shoes tied too tight or something.
Yeah.
Because, like, all right, I don't know. I don't know if a lot of people notice, but, like, when you get blood in your calf, there's, like, nowhere really for it to go. It just, like, sits in there.
Yeah.
And, like, at least my calves, they get so freaking tight. And, like, I had my shoes tied tight, so by the time we were done jump rope, and my feet, like, were numb.
Yeah.
They felt like bricks. And then we did not stance in motion, but just shadow boxing.
Yeah, shadow boxing.
Another 15 minutes. My feet were like.
Well, I had a rock in my shoe that whole time we were jump roping, bro. That was really bothering me. But then we proceeded to work out for another like 2 hours after that.
Yeah.
Hitting the bag, man. We were down so bad. It was fun though. Like,
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah. It was, so I watched all the Rocky movies growing up, and it was just like Rocky-esque vibes, you know, like
it was just like that old time gym, old time coach. Like it was just like classic.
Julio.
Yeah, Julio's a G.
Yeah.
And Rex.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Rex, bro. Rex was a G. That was yes, we're hitting this bag, and Rex is 60 years old. I'll pull up the clip in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30.
And he's having us punch the bag and count like 1, 2, 3, 4 as many times as we count it, and he's hitting it with us. So I'll hit the bag one time, he'll hit the bag one time. And he makes me and Ivan do it twice. And he does it both of those times too.
So he does it 4 times.
Yeah, and we were dead after the 2. Like, 60 years old, the guy's an animal. I mean...
He's just showing us, like, breathing drills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Like how to breathe like the Kenyans, he said, running. Bruce probably knows a thing or two about that. But...
The breath work. I thought the whole workout was cool. I mean, let's just run it through the whole workout. We had 15 minutes of jump rope, 15 minutes of shadow boxing. Then we hit that circuit, which was...
20 minutes.
We did 25. Well, actually, no, we did 28.
I have it. No.
That's it?
I have it. 20 minutes, yeah.
I swear the treadmill. I was staring at the treadmill. My treadmill was tweaking though.
Yeah.
But, okay, so 20 minutes. It was a minute on.
Yeah.
Of 7 miles per hour, like, just, like, run.
It was like a fast jog.
Yeah, fast jog, and then you go straight from that minute to a minute of punching the bag. And one of the goes, you'd switch between the tire and then the bag Julio was holding.
Yeah.
And Julio's like, rip the bag, hit it harder.
Yeah, bro.
And you're just exhausting yourself on this bag, like going crazy. And we proceeded to do that for 20 minutes straight, and that was rough. And then what? We did the punching drill with Rex.
Yep, after that.
A neck workout.
Neck.
A body workout.
Yep.
We got punched in the stomach.
Yeah.
And then
hill sprints.
And then hill sprints.
Yeah.
Well, regular sprints. And then hill sprints.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. At that point my calves hurt so bad, bro.
Yeah, by the time we got to the hill at the end, I was just like a cramp.
Yeah. I haven't done a workout like that since like wrestling days. Like, it's been a year and a half at least.
Since we pushed that hard.
Yeah, that hard.
It's like I'll go hard at jits. You know what I mean? I'll get a good sweat in. I'll get, my cardio's been doing really, really good. But
Yeah.
I mean, at least that carried us through the workouts. Our cardio was fine for it, but
Yeah.
just like physically hard, that was physically hard.
And it was like punching them tires. So they had like a punching bag with tires around it. Yeah, and I didn't keep my fist locked the whole time. So my fist is just hitting it and rolling it when I'm getting lazy. That didn't feel good.
Yeah. You can't let that happen. That's bad.
I feel like it's so important though, like how like I couldn't stop smiling and just laughing in the mood after that workout. Like it felt so good, even though it sucked so bad. Like
yeah, there's a euphoric feeling after, like, I don't know what it is, just like endorphins or what, after you work that hard.
Yeah.
But it was also comical how sore I was just after the workout.
Oh yeah, it was.
It's very rare. Like usually you're like, oh, I'm gonna wake up sore tomorrow. Nah, like I was sore right away.
Let's tell them about. So the next day or 2 days after we had jits. 2 days after we had jits, 6 a.m. And I wake up. I go to take my morning shit or piss or whatever, and like, my bathroom's in my room, so like 5 feet, 10 feet away. I get up, I walk to the toilet. I'm like, nope. This took me too long. I cannot go roll jits this morning. So I text you, and I'm like, bro, I can't go. And you text me back, stop being a bitch.
Yeah, I was kind of going on. I was talking a lot.
And I'm sitting there thinking he hasn't stood up yet. He hasn't got up yet.
Yeah, I was laying in bed, like, I was kind of like flexing my calves. I'm like, oh, they're all right. Like, I could roll. Like, it's gonna hurt, but like, it's not gonna be that bad. So I'm like, dude, like, stop being a pussy. Like, we're going to jits. Like, just shut up. Like, I was starting to get like upset. I was like, dude, we're just go to jits. We're up. It's freaking 5:30 in the morning. Just get up. Let's roll. And then I stood up because he told me, he was like, well, I'm not going. And I was like, well, I'll go by myself then.
Yeah, you said that. I was like, damn, there's no way he's able to go right now.
And then I stand up and walk to the door. And I sent him a text. It was basically an apology. I was like, yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, bro.
I'm too sore.
Like, I worked maybe 3 days after, bro. And like all I do is like I unload the truck, so I'm walking, throwing shit all morning. I was not moving well.
No.
People were looking at me funny, bro. I was walking like I had a stick up my ass. Like I was walking crooked.
I was too. I had to go see a house.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I was like walking into the appointment to like look at this house. Oh, actually no, this wasn't when I was looking at the house. I was dropping off paperwork for the house we just bought yesterday. And yeah, shout out to that. That's super sick. Bought the house in yesterday. That was awesome. But I was dropping off paperwork from, and dude, I was literally limping. I was like walking up the stairs, like limping, and their names were Denver and Nicole. And Denver looks at me, he's like, "Are you alright?" He's like, "What happened to you? Are you like hurt?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Nah." So I told them the whole story, and they're just laughing at me. But yeah, I was so sore.
Yeah, that was an absolutely insane workout.
Yeah, like it left you like noticeably sore too. You couldn't even move correctly. But like, I mean, it's a good sight. It's like it's nice to see Josue working super hard. Like I know when he finally does get a fight, he's gonna kill it. He's working hard enough too. He's a killer. I mean, shout out to that podcast. You should go back and watch it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was real cool.
Great guy. Great training camp. All of it. I had so much fun there.
I mean, he's 23, 5-0, pro boxing. Like, he's got a shot. He's got a shot. The boxing industry is just so weird to me, though. How it's like, I don't know, you almost have to get so many pro fights. Like, you see guys in the UFC with, like, 5-0. And it's like, boxing, nobody knows your name if you're 5-0. Nobody knows your name till you're, like, 15, 20-0. Unless you're Jake Paul,
Yeah, but he already had his name before.
Yeah. So you might as well just keep roll right into the fighting. So Izzy Strickland this weekend. The card's not super stacked. Tai Tuivasa in the co-main versus Alexander Volkov. So that'll be a cool fight. 2 heavyweights. One's like a slick like kickboxing striker, and then Tai just throws to kill.
Well, I mean, I feel like everyone thinks the same thing. Like Izzy's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
Especially the way Pereira knocked him out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of discussion there. But what happens if he did win? What
I
is-
know, bro. It just almost feels like after the O'Malley win, like it just feels like if there's a time and a place, it's right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, I love Izzy. I have this weird feeling, bro.
That Strickland's gonna win.
Yes, I have this weird feeling. Like, I don't know. At the same time, you look at it from an outside perspective. They're both like stand-up fighters, and it's like, what's Sean gonna bring to the table that Izzy hasn't seen? His striking's not that great. I don't know. I did see Izzy said that it would be cool to get a submission because he thinks Strickland's gonna wrestle.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I think he should.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't watched enough Sean Strickland fights to actually know like what his style is.
Here, I'll describe it in a nutshell. He goes in there and just wants you to punch him in the face, but he just wants to punch you a little bit harder back. That's how he wins.
Oh,
He
God.
takes shots to give shots.
He's gonna get hurt.
Yeah. I mean, he trains with everyone. Like, when you watch him fight, you can tell, wow, like, he is so comfortable in there. You know, nobody's going to hit him with something he hasn't seen. But I think Izzy's just a different level.
Yeah, the only fight I've ever seen was when he got flatlined. But
That's great. That's great.
That was the only fight I've ever watched of his. So like I don't know much, but like I just saw him like holding his hands like that. And
Trying to swat the punches.
Yeah, and the second I saw that, I'm like, he's gonna get hurt. And then 2 minutes
Yeah,
later,
he got hurt.
He got flatlined. So
Yeah,
it's like,
I mean,
I don't know. If he did win, that'd be freaking crazy.
yeah. I mean, at least he doesn't have to worry about getting any more CTE. His brain's already gone, you know? So he's got nothing to lose, really.
Yeah, he just gets a good paycheck.
And if he gets the belt, I wonder what Dana's gonna think of that. I know they were pissed, bro. He sparred a like random dude for open workouts.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that, bro? He's just jabbing this dude in the face, bro. He's like a little dude, like your size. And Strickland's like, he fights 185, bro. I was like, wow. They stopped it. They cut him off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. They said, no, you can't do that. Like,
Was he
wow.
like just beating the shit out of him?
No. It was like, Sean Strickland was just letting this kid punch him in the face, and then he would like jab him back a little bit, like
Before the fight?
literally, what is it? Wednesday today or yesterday?
Yeah.
I was like, wow. But we knew what was gonna happen this week. It's Sean Strickland. I can't wait for the press conference.
It's gonna be a fire press.
I guess that's what, tomorrow night, Thursday.
Mhm.
We got
Thursday
So
press conference, Friday weigh and Saturday fight.
yep. So that'd be cool.
Sweet.
And so Oliver Anthony, brother, he's been breaking the internet right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he really broke the internet like a week or two ago. Once he got on that Joe Rogan podcast, Joe Rogan got him on like right away.
I think the song. So doing some research for today, it was about a month ago,
Okay.
3 weeks to a month ago, and Joe Rogan
makes
got him on
sense.
like 2 weeks after.
Okay.
It really popped, but
I feel like that's fast though for Joe Rogan.
oh yeah, that was real quick.
People were like on months backlog to hop on this podcast.
Yeah.
It's snuck in there.
Yeah, I'm curious. I wonder what like in the first couple weeks the amount of views was, because it's at 57 million right now, which is just absolutely insane.
Wait, the song? Or
the song, like the radio something released it, and they're like the ones who like released it on YouTube, and it's at 57 million as of
Wow.
yesterday when I wrote this down for the pod.
That's crazy.
Insane, absolutely insane. Like we always talk about Mr. Beast getting these insane amount of views. Like
Mhm.
that guy broke the internet.
Yeah, I wonder if there's like a record for like the most amount of views a song got in like a short period of time, like in a
Yeah.
24 or like a month-long period, you know?
Yeah, I
'Cause
almost want to check
has
it
to be
like
up there.
soon and see, because I didn't hear talks about this. Like I would be scrolling and see like clips and like never really noted, and I just noticed I saw him a couple times, and then JR actually, I don't know if JR watches this, but my buddy's dad, he loves this guy. Like,
Oh yeah.
and I mean, let's
I
just
can
get
see
into
that.
like the message of the song. Like, what a way to lay a message out like that. Like, you're not offending anyone by it, really. And the people, like, you've seen the remixes where other people are hopping in the track, like, that's awesome.
Mhm.
And the way he just laid it out and the words, it was awesome.
I think just so many people actually just resonated with the message itself.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so popular, you know, just like what he's saying just about, the rich men, taking over everything.
The rich men north of Richmond.
I mean, it's like the message he's trying to like portray. Like I feel like everyone deep down just agrees with, you know, and I think that's why it actually popped the way it did.
Yeah, and especially like what a perfect guy. Like listening to his interviews and stuff. What a perfect guy to write that out. Absolute great guy. Like everything I've seen seems like an awesome dude. Like he doesn't care about the money. He doesn't care about the fame. He just has a message and he wants to help people.
Well, I think literally a month ago he was broke, and then now.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it hit him like out of nowhere, and he's just like, you're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Because he even said, he was like, I didn't know the song was gonna pop like that at all.
I mean,
or pop at all.
Yeah, I don't think anyone could have expected that really.
Yeah, especially like when he wasn't even on the map a month ago.
Yeah, there's a fucking cricket down here, chirping. But yeah, it's like.
Window over there.
All right, it just stopped. All right, doesn't matter. Y'all can't hear it anyway. But it's like, yeah, I'd be pissed. It's like an anthem. Like I feel like just the flow of it, it was awesome. And I have a lyric down. This was my favorite lyric of the song. If you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, tax ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. What a G, bro. What a way to lay a message out there, bro. I mean, it's true. Like, we're not gonna say anything too crazy here, but like I work at a grocery store. I see the stereotypical person swiping that EBT card, the quality of food they're buying. Not everyone, not all of them, but it's very true. Like I feel like as you can't buy like paper products or things with that card, I think you shouldn't be allowed to buy bullshit with that either.
Nah, that's fair.
So
I feel like they should just cut down on bullshit as it is. It's just unnecessary stuff. It's unnecessary food.
yeah.
I remember when I was working for the one like landscaping company.
Yeah.
I worked for a while ago. I remember we were all like sitting because like we also like work in the house and we were flipping the one house. And I remember like I was sitting there and like they were like talking to me because I eat chicken and rice every day.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I
yeah.
eat every day. And like obviously like they all have like sugary snacks. And
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
Like that. And I actually got hit with the nickname Rice-A-Roni.
Yo.
Because all I eat is chicken and rice every single day.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
just basic food. And my boss asked me one time, he was like, Ivan, like, why don't you like eat anything? He's like, I pay you good.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, you can afford it. Like,
Yeah.
I pay you. I know what you can afford. And I was like, well, like, why would I spend my money on stuff that has no nutritional value?
Yeah.
Like at all, you know.
Yeah.
And obviously, like that's just how I always saw things. It's like if I'm gonna spend my own money, why would I even spend it on anything that has no like value to it? It's just sugar, you know. Like they have fruit roll-ups, they'd have like little cakes and stuff, and I don't even know why you guys eat that stuff.
And they paid as much for that as your whole serving.
Yeah.
Of actually good quality. Like they got like a little bit and you got a lot, like a large quantity. So it's just might as well just jump into. So we were out fishing the other day, and like I've been all on this kick about like my diet and not getting sunburn anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm out there, and my diet hasn't been like 100% recently. And I was like, dude, I'm gonna get burnt to shreds. Like I used to get burnt all the time. Like if I didn't put sunblock on, 10 minutes I'm burnt.
Well,
Even like,
you.
huh?
So well, look at you.
Yeah. Just look at me. I'm
You
white
just
as hell.
look like you get sunburned.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just my nature, you know? And we were out on the water for probably, like 3 hours?
We were there for a while.
Just beating sun, not a lick of shade. I didn't get burned at all. No sunblock, nothing. Like, that just goes to show how crazy just a good diet. Like, if I'm not getting sunburnt, what else am I not getting based off that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
No sunscreen at all or anything.
yeah, no sunscreen at all.
Yeah,
like it used to be when I was at the beach, I would put sunblock on, and if I didn't put any on the rest of the day, I would come home burn as shit.
Really?
Yes, and it's just this summer I like tested it because I'm like seeing all these things about how bad sunblock is for you, and I'm like, well, what the hell? Like, how do you not wear sunblock? Like in my case, you know, and I'm like, I'm gonna get burnt and then get skin cancer. So either way, it's a lose-lose. And started doing more research, diving deeper into it, and it was like, well, if you only eat real foods, mainly red meats or meats, chicken, fish, and just real whole foods without seed oils or processed bullshit, you're not going to get sunburned. And obviously, like, I had to build up to it, so I would go outside without my shirt on for 30 minutes, an hour, And I guess I built up to it pretty good because the other day I was like, wow, I can't believe I didn't get burnt.
What is like the whole sunblock thing? I've actually never looked into it.
It's,
I've never really.
I don't know the exact like chemicals and terms that are in it, but basically it the it doesn't just sit on your skin. It goes into your pores and goes straight to your organs.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's just like
It's just
carcinogens.
chemicals. Like
Yeah.
think, bro. Like years ago they weren't doing nothing to block the sun.
Yeah.
So it's like at some point we just the diet. At some point our diets got so bad we started getting sunburned.
You know what's crazy to me? So like, I was just thinking like my dad's generations or like your dad's generation. I feel like they didn't eat that good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what, mayo sandwich or butter sandwich? What was that? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like they clearly didn't eat that good. Do you think that it's just now our food is even more like chemicalized or like has more stuff in it than it did before?
Yeah.
More filler products, more than like it did back in the day.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more quantity. You know, I mean, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I think, but I don't know about your dad, but my dad grew up real poor. So he was eating canned foods, he was eating processed foods. So I think that ultimately led to all his skin cancer and stuff. But
I was actually just thinking like, do you remember like, have you ever seen like beach pictures of like 1963?
Yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
1970.
Yep.
Like there was like no fat people.
Or even like 1930, you know.
Well, even back then,
Yeah,
obviously way. But like I'm thinking like closer to their generation to where it was because like my dad was born 1970, or actually no, yeah he was 1970. So like he was in that realm, and like obviously they were still drinking Coke. They were still pretty much the food hasn't changed a whole lot since then, like product wise. Like the products we still consume are still monopolized today.
Yeah.
But I feel like even though that they were primarily still like eating and drinking those products, people didn't look the same as they do now. So it's like what changed in that product that had that outcome?
Yeah, I think two things. So instead of like actual cane sugar in some of the foods like the Coke, now it's corn syrup.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So could be some of that, and I'm sure they added a couple chemicals throughout the years just to make the cost go down.
Yeah.
And also I feel that their day-to-day and normal life activity and like work output was way higher than it is today.
Yeah, that's true. Nobody's really moves anymore.
Yeah, it's like we have a simple, like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's so many things out there now that just make life a little bit easier, and then they just compound and compound to where your life's just so simple. You don't have to go work for anything. You don't have to get off the couch. Hell, I have an Alexa sitting over there. Please don't go off right now. But like, we can't even turn off the light switches anymore, bro.
No.
I come in and Alexa, turn off bulb 1. Like, why can't I just hit the light switch? Yeah, and Mom, when you're watching this shit, just know that's your fault. But
well, I helped her set it up.
yeah, it's your fault too. But no, not even that. Just I feel like we're just getting lazier and lazier, and it's like parents should be getting in trouble if their kid is going into middle school and is over 200 pounds. Under 5'5". You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like genetically they shouldn't be that fat.
They shouldn't be that fat.
Or
like,
they just shouldn't be obese. How about we just
like that's simple parent issue. Like that simply is going to cause health problems for their kids. It's going to cause probably mental illness. It's probably going to make them insecure. And now, talking to JR again. JR's a G. We always have deep talks, but
he hits us with
we can't even do gym class anymore.
Talks. Wait, what?
Well, like, so there's no timed miles now because God forbid Johnny can't run a mile as fast as Jimmy.
Are you serious?
Or Johnny can't even walk a lap anymore because he has asthma.
That's crazy.
You know? And I don't know. That's why I feel like wrestling, at least for young men, that hasn't changed. You know?
It's still just as tough.
Yeah. The harder you work is the better you do, and I think that just shows you so much about life.
Yeah. I think it teaches you the correct life lessons, but even that's not as tough as it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy. The time mile thing. I remember back in middle school when I lived in Maryland, there was a whole event at the end of the year, depending on how fast you could run a mile. Like there the fastest people that could run miles, they would like enter in a race at the end of the year, and they would like do like a timed race, and like whoever won like won some prize or whatever.
Yeah.
But also it was like a requirement. Like you had to run a certain pace. Like if you ran under, like I don't know, if you ran over like 10 minutes on a mile or something like that, it was like you failed the class.
Wait, was this at Damascus?
Yeah, in Damascus.
So at West York, 7th and 8th grade, we had like a 5K at the end of the year. Came third in that shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let's go. And it was just like, I don't know. I was always in decent shape. Yeah, this also like I have a 7th grader that works out with me at the gym right now, and like I feel like your kids need to get in the weight room. Like I know it's like it needs to be monitored obviously when they're in the weight room, but like he never felt sore or like he's doing face pulls, and like as soon as he feels a little burn, he stops. Like, I'm not like saying he's weak. He just hasn't felt it before, you know.
Yeah.
And like I'm thinking in my head, like when I was that old, like what did I think? And like just through sports and growing up and my family being runners and stuff, like I already knew that pain. Like it's not a bad pain, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that just showed me a lot about this generation.
It's gonna be an interesting generation.
It's gonna be bad.
What do you think? Do you think that? I feel like there's two options for the next generation. I feel like one, they're gonna be. It's either that they're gonna be so uncompetitive and soft that, like, whoever's strong out of our generation is gonna absolutely trample them.
Yeah.
Or that they're actually just gonna end up having to force themselves to keep being lazy, so they have to end up being smarter and make processes that are way quicker, and then they end up winning.
Well, if they do your second option, at some point they're gonna end up having no libido, not being able to reproduce, like straight up, and it's gonna stop. Like straight up, that is where we are heading. That's how bad it is, and it's just like I guess so. Like we were saying about the diet and like how they used to eat like they did. Like I know dogs, absolute like work horses who eat complete shit, smoke cigarettes all day, like.
Yep.
And now like literally like Steve will do it and Dana like we were talking about. Through our society in these days, we've gotten so out of shape and so messed up. They have to spend thousands of dollars to regain that like baseline like actual level. You know what I mean? Of being fit, being cognitive, like. And let's just talk about being woke. Like, is that just is that just like being like an NPC just like cruising on cruise control?
No, woke is like kind of like more like the liberal media, I guess I would say, like, you know, where like the Barbie movie. Did you ever like look into that at all?
I've heard about it.
It was like just like a big like feminist movie where they just kind of like Ken looked like shit. I didn't watch the movie. I just kind of like looked at a bunch of reviews and what people like said about it. But like essentially, this is what I got out of it. It was like Barbie was like the main character, and she just like did like whatever Barbie wanted, and like Ken, like the guy in the relationship. It was just like a very like woke side, like liberal, like Barbie gets to do whatever she wants, and she's, you know, like the entitled one, and it's a world full of Barbies, and women rule the world.
Yeah.
And the guys are just like comedic relief. You know, like that type of, you know what I mean? And they're like pushing that on to like everything nowadays. Everything's like very like woke, liberal media.
Yeah.
That's like what they're pushing. Just kind of like making men like look like all they really provide to a woman's life is comedic relief, and they're like now the main characters.
Yeah.
And now, no, like women no longer need guys because, you know, whatever reasoning that is.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of like the woke society.
Okay.
Where it's like girls is like, how do you even want to put it? It's like just like super liberal.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Well, I was just watching a Tommy G video before this, and he was interviewing GD, Gang Disciples. It's like a whole thing, and it's actually pretty cool. But he's just talking about how like after men graduate, like young men, like they don't have like a group to like be around, you know. And I feel like that's so important for especially like guys like our age. Like you need to have a group of men around you that it's just more likely that they're gonna hold you accountable rather than you being on your own.
Yeah.
And it's just like I feel like guys are just meant to like have these groups of friends, or like the jiu-jitsu community. Like we have our boys we go hang out with. Like we watch fighting, you know. Like
I think there's like an evolutionary, like, just like feeling in our bodies to where it's like we're just like stronger in a group.
We're
Like,
meant to roll in a pack. You
yeah,
know?
we kind of are. We're like pack animals, honestly, because it's like there's like especially when I was in masters, there's like shit that I would have never done like alone. But like when you're in like a group of guys, like,
Yeah.
and you guys are just bouncing energy
Uh-huh.
off each other. You know, it's like all we go do, we go and conquer. Like I think it's just like that evolutionary like. It's like having a little bit of testosterone in your system.
Yeah, and then you just get more testosterone around you. You know, it's gonna increase yours.
And you just, I think that's just like that's when I'm like the happiest when I'm around a bunch of guys, and you know like even for like like when I was in the Nauman crew, and we'd go to like Disney
Yep.
duels,
Yep.
and I knew we were gonna slaughter everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's like when I went 11-1 at Disney
Uh
duels.
huh.
Like there's no better feeling. You're just with a bunch of killers. Like you guys
Yep.
are going after. You guys know you're gonna whoop some ass, and we had so much fun doing it too.
Yeah.
We like 81-0 to team.
Oh yeah.
Oh dude,
Oh,
we
that's
like
awesome.
slaughtering kids, dude. And like obviously, like there's no more fun as like at least in my opinion as a guy, because it's like you're in a crowd of warriors and you guys are just joking, having fun. You know,
Yeah.
shooting shit, having a good time. Like that, I just feel like that's just what it is. Like I enjoy that shit.
That's why. So I got a jits competition coming up November 11th. I guess it's not
it's
really
the
coming
11th?
up. Yeah, it's the 11th
Oh
actually.
shoot, I might be able to.
Yeah. Yeah. But I just want to get like we already have a strong crew and stuff, but I want to get like maybe Nick, maybe I was talking to this kid Trey Nasser. He
Oh, yeah.
rolls.
I know.
He's like in
Oh,
real
does he
good
really?
shape. Yeah,
I
he
know
rolls
he's in
like
good
twice a
shape.
week. So
Shoot.
I want to get like
Where's he train at?
Hanover boxing.
Oh, okay.
But I want to get like a good like if we could get those mats at the gym, I want to get like a good group of like 5 of us and just go in there and just kill like old like wrestling days, like hard ass goes, you
Yeah.
know. And I just want
We're
to
gonna
get
have to.
because then one for the competition, my confidence is getting better. 2, it's just gonna be fun. Like there's nothing better than that, bro.
No.
Like we said about the boxing workout, like hard rolls, like I love that shit. Like it's an addiction at this point.
Mhm. Oh, 100%. And like back to the boxing thing, it's like one, we gained respect in that gym.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
we were new people that came out of nowhere, worked out in their hardest workout with their best,
Uh-huh.
like one of their best guys. You know, so like obviously like bam, like instant respect in that way. But then also like through like the hardships we like basically endured through that entire workout, all we did was just make friends, you know,
Yep.
with
Yep.
Julio and Rex and all them, because they all just like respected us, one, and then two, like that just like opened them up, because you're like, oh, these kids are legit, like they're actually like ready to work hard, and
Yeah.
and they open up doors to great people.
Yeah. Yeah, that was super cool. And just transitioning this into like people trying to get into working out or fitness, like men and women. Like it can be hard on your own. Like I'm not saying you can't do it or you should let that be the reason you don't, but get someone, get another person, because like if I don't want to work out, like when I have to text you, yo, I'm not working out today, I don't want to do it. Like and it minimizes it way more. And like trying to get
never happen.
yeah, it almost never happens now. And trying to get like clients and stuff, and I can respect this from people. They're like, it's really hard for me to get home from work and want to go work out. But if I tell you I'm gonna come work out that day, I'm not gonna miss it.
Yeah.
And I just feel like having a partner to do stuff with, like workout wise and pushing yourself wise, that might be what you need to go to the next level or to step in the gym or
Mhm.
so yeah, just
I think it's for anything, honestly. Like
yeah.
I think business wise, like ever since I got with Jack, everything's been just.
Uh-huh.
When you came back from home from Coastal
Yep.
gym,
Mhm.
like I think honestly, just having whether it's a group of people or just one person that you can push yourself and have fun with, but like you guys just work hard, you guys have that synergy.
Yeah.
Like it's always gonna be better with someone. And like I don't know, like I think that advice is like definitely geared towards men.
Yeah.
But like I mean I don't know, I'm not a woman, but like I feel like I don't understand how it wouldn't be better if you didn't have like a girl on your side that
Yeah.
you enjoyed being around and it was fun to work hard with. Like,
Yep.
I don't understand how that wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But I got a little school story for the people. So
Yeah.
Okay, so this is like a story, like I think it's ideas and things I want to talk to the people on the podcast about because we have people listen every week, so I might as well fill them in a little bit about me and you so they get to know us a little better. But this is just funny, straight up to me, and we can probably run off this for sure. But so ninth grade, freshman year. Yeah, I was way off. Ninth grade, freshman year. I was like always like in the upper level classes up until ninth grade.
Yeah.
And so I'm in like all my classes are with like the gifted kids,
Mm-hmm.
and like I am so mismatched. But I had connections, I had friends, I could get that homework, I could get that. So I always did okay, but this class was hard, and they all knew. They all singled me out. I was different. I was not the same as these kids, So Mr. Quickle, an absolute G. We're talking about like old times, and the question comes up about how did they store and preserve their meat in the old days? And I know the answer immediately. And I just shouted out, I'm like, they bury it. The whole class burst into laughter. And I'm sitting there like, fuck, I fucked up. I didn't get the right answer. Mr. Quickle, like, lets the class silent, looks at me. He goes, that's exactly right. Y'all should feel ashamed of yourselves.
Wait, really?
And I'm fucking up, dude. Like, yep.
Was it not salt?
No. It's like how in the winter they would preserve their meat. They would bury it.
Oh, yeah,
okay. Yeah. And I'm telling you, bro, that was the biggest fuck you to all those kids. Like, I know you know some of them. We wrestled with one of them that we didn't like too much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about.
All the top G's, bro. Like, the smartest kids, and they're all laughing at me. And
I
I'm
would
like,
say he's the smartest kid.
no, but like book smart
Yeah.
kids. Like, these kids, they all laughed, and Mr. Quickle just let it silence. And he's like, y'all should feel ashamed. He's right. And I'm like, let's go. Because I'm like going to Quickle after class, like, bro, I'm not going to pass this test. And like, he wouldn't tell us the questions on the test. He would give me the paper.
It would be so hard.
He would give me the paper of all the questions on the test, bro.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, that class was so hard.
Yeah.
That was the last time I took an advanced class, too. It was like...
I wasn't allowed to after that year. They said I can't take them anymore. I failed all of them. Or like, I passed with a 70, bro, because I was teacher's pet.
Quickle took a demon to get. Do you remember in Quickle, like, that, you remember all the states, capitals, and, like, stupid shit, like the rivers or something. Dude, that was the hardest. I studied for days.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And I was like, I'm never taking an advanced course again.
Yeah. Well, one, I didn't like the people I was in there with.
Oh, yeah.
And two, but that just shows, like, I think the deeper meaning and message of that is, like, life skills at the end of the day are gonna be book smart all the time. And that just shows, like, I was probably the only guy in that class that could have a conversation with Quickle afterwards. It was actually, like, reasonable. I was in, like, all advanced classes at that time, and, like, even though I was struggling, like, the teachers were willing to help me. And, well, I guess the other kids probably didn't need any help, but I thought that was an absolute.
Nah, I mean, that's a good point, though. It's like, I think it goes back to what I said on not the last podcast, but the podcast before it.
Yeah.
I think being in an encyclopedia of a person who knows all, like, the little details and the facts and everything isn't as important as being, like, an actual problem solver.
Yeah.
So, like, you're in a classroom full of people that basically they know all the answers. They can memorize their flashcards, and that's the extent of their knowledge. But you're actually able to have a conversation, open up, and you actually figured out a problem.
Yeah.
And figured out how to get freaking the test questions.
Yeah.
Dude, those tests were so hard.
Yeah.
If I would have had that opportunity, I would have been sitting pretty.
Yeah, Quickle, it was so funny because Quickle was, like, actually, like, a real good dude.
He is.
He knew I was different than all those kids, so, like, he helped me so much. Like, he asked me who I wanted to sit next to and stuff. Like, Gavin Smizer was in that class, I'm pretty sure. That was my guy. He helped me out so much in that class. But, yeah, that was awesome. You got any school stories you want to share for the people? I thought that was a pretty good one, though.
Not off the top of my head, no. I'd have to think about an actual good story. Actually, though, we can always bring up stories. We forgot to bring up that before.
Oh, yeah, you want to share the wrestling camp story?
Blank the school name.
Okay, yeah. I'll keep it. Wrestling camp story.
Yeah, wrestling camp story. So, one time in 9th grade, I was a little delinquent.
Yep.
I used to not be very... how do you say
You're
it?
just a degen at that point.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like what, 15 years old? Like,
I was 15 years old then.
yeah.
I learned every lesson there is to learn the hard way. Basically, but this wrestling camp, it was like a 5-day camp. It was a pretty nice school, and basically, it was 5 days, 4 nights we were there, and on the 4th night, we had a tournament the next morning. We started that tournament at night, and the tournament ended the next morning. So I was obviously wrestling in the finals of it, doing all of that.
Yeah.
And all the people that like at least I was hanging around with, they were like, let's just stay up all night, and then we'll wrestle in the morning, and then we'll sleep on the way home.
Yeah.
So like this is our last night there. Like we actually got super close because it was like 5 days, and like you know we're in the middle of a city, and you know we make friends and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're all staying up, and it was basically 2 floors. Well, it was 3 floors, but the first 2 floors were for the coaches and for the wrestlers. And then the 3rd floor was where all the counselors were, which were that college's wrestlers.
Okay.
So all the counselors, they wrestled on the team and
Yeah.
they did all that. So we met up with some people that night, like at like 12 o'clock, we were talking, hanging out. And we were like, all right, like let's go up to the 3rd floor and then see what the counselors are doing. Because obviously I've always made friends with the older kids.
Yeah.
Like it's just how I've always been. So we go up there and they're like all like dressed up. It's like, mind you, it's like 1.
Yeah.
It's like 12, like 1 in the morning. And they're like dressed up, like skinny jeans, like looking good. And I'm like, where y'all going? You know what I mean? I was like, what are you guys getting into? And they're like, oh, we're going to a party.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? And they're like, oh. And I was convincing them to get me in. And they're like, no, we can't. They were like, no way we can let you go to the party. I was like, all right, that's fair. But they're like, you can do whatever you want, just don't get in trouble. That was their only rule. They're like, you can stay up here, you can do whatever you want, just don't get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just like start roaming around, and we go back downstairs. Actually, we go to our rooms because we're not sleeping that night. So I think we hit like a vending machine, and we were kind of just like moving around, and 3 o'clock rolls around, and they all come home. Slosh. It's like hammered. Like you got one guy sitting here like this, you know, like they're talking to us about our night, like they're all like cheesed, sloshed. And the one kid, he was like, bro, I have an Xbox. You guys want to play the Xbox? So like basically how the dorms were set up was there was like the dorm hallway, and then there's like a living space with like TV and like couches and stuff. So he pulls up the Xbox, and you know, we're playing UFC, and you know, we're just messing around. And the one kid, he's like, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom. and we never see him again. We don't see him again. So it's about like 4:30 at this point. We played Xbox for like an hour or so. We got bored, you know. And we were like, all right, let's go roam around the 3rd floor. So we didn't roam around the 3rd floor yet. So let's see what we can find in the 3rd floor. And we turned the corner, and then the kid that had to use the bathroom, we didn't see again. Flat on the ground. Didn't make it back to any bed. He was just in the middle of the hallway, face down. He was done for. So we went and got him a blanket, tucked him in, you know, right there on the floor. And kept roaming about, you know. And we get to this kitchen area. This floor is the only one with the kitchen area. And this one kid from New Jersey, he was like, or actually might have been from New York. I don't know. He was like, we should pull the pin on this fire extinguisher and spray it. And then he does. He pulls it, and I was like, shit, what are we gonna spray it? And then I was like, I'll spray it. And dude, I proceeded to spray this fire extinguisher everywhere, like the whole kitchen, the whole because it was like a dorm, it was like a big dorm. That led into a kitchen. It looked like a master suite. And I was like, and we weren't thinking anything of it, you know. Like we were all like laughing, like no way that just happened. We like turned on like the air conditioner in there to like circulate a little bit, and we start like just walking out, you know, because we're going back to play Xbox. And and we're walking back, and all you hear is the fire alarm go off. The whole dorm evacuates. Like, you see everybody running because like everyone thinks this is a legit fire. This is like an actual thing. Everything's running. We hop over the dead body. He never got up. He was still laying there. All the coaches, all the wrestlers, everybody's up. It's like 4:30 in the morning. Like they're pissed.
Yeah.
Everyone's pissed.
Yeah.
And like the cops came, the fire trucks came. Like, it was like an actual thing.
Yeah.
And like we're all like standing in a line, and then we had to walk into the building. And like at that point, I didn't realize, but as soon as the light shined on me, I was covered head to toe in white. Like, it was obvious, but they didn't say anything. And I mean, like, I was covered.
I can't imagine.
I looked like a snowman.
Yeah.
I walked into the place, and they're like sitting us in a room, and everyone that's not involved, because there's only like 5 to 8 of us.
Yeah.
That was involved, and basically we were like all sitting there, and like it's probably like a group of like 100 people.
Yeah.
It was like a bigger camp. Mind you, this is the first time they ever ran this camp.
Yeah. Oh,
so
God.
we kicked it off with a banger.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like the coaches.
They have
are
different
pissed.
rules after y'all.
Oh, 100%.
No fire extinguisher.
The wrestlers had to have gotten chewed out for that.
Oh, yeah.
I talked to the one still. He actually fights now.
Oh, yeah?
But I was talking to him still, because they always thought I just pulled the fire alarm. So when I told them the full story about what happened, they thought it was the funniest thing in the world. But basically, he was like, the coach, the head coach of the team was like sitting there like just going crazy. And he's like, someone has to pay for this. And they were like, you know what, like, we're going to find out anyway. You know, just like man up to it and say you did it.
Yeah.
So like I was just kind of sitting there and I was like, fuck it. Like I'm not gonna hide it. You know. Oh yeah. You know what? I actually left out a crucial thing. So I dropped my AirPods.
Oh.
And they like had it and they would have been able to find it. Well, I figured out like the name on it wouldn't have should, but like I was like, well, they have my stuff anyway. Like I want to get my stuff back. I'll just man up to it. And I like walked up and I was like, it was me. It had to have been me.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it wasn't me. Like, you look at me. And they're like, all right, well, like, we're going back to bed. You know, we'll talk to you in the morning.
Yeah.
So, like, the morning comes an hour and a half later. And, because we got up at, like, 6 every morning.
Yeah.
We started our day. And, they were basically asking, like, who else was involved? And I didn't snitch, you know?
Yeah.
I just took the heat of it. And,
Yeah.
the assistant coach, he was a G.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, he ended up getting me out of the complete situation.
Yeah.
There was like thousands of dollars.
Oh.
Like it was not a good thing.
Yeah.
And like my mom had to drive up and like, get me. I finished the tournament though, won.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Hell yeah.
yeah, I won my match in the morning. They were like, dude, you gotta go.
Yeah.
I just gotta go. All right, sweet. And basically the assistant coach, because the head coach wouldn't even look at me after that. And then the assistant coach, he was like talking to me and my mom, and he was like, you know, like we're not gonna charge you, and like he basically was just like we're gonna go home like scot free, like it is.
Yeah.
Like I think some of the wrestlers like came out and like had my back and was like, yeah, we kind of messed up too, like we probably shouldn't have been there.
You shouldn't have let him roam. Free.
And I think it was like a big thing, so it was like he kind of just I got off the hook completely.
Yeah.
Didn't know anything, and then I was telling my mom about it like on the way home,
Oh.
or not on the way home. My mom was pissed.
Yeah.
She did not talk to me like.
Oh, I can imagine. Crystal was pretty angry.
It was not great. And then when we finally got there, like at night, because we probably got home like 12 o'clock. Then at night, like I finally talked to her, and we ended up laughing about it because it's like a story of a life.
Yeah, that was absolutely hilarious when you told me that, bro.
Yeah, that was nuts, dude. That was so much. It was terrifying moment, but it's like one of those things that like go like you look back and you're like that's so funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely hilarious. I think we had a lot of those memories throughout.
Oh yeah.
Some good ones.
I feel like when we kid in Spring Grove, we calmed down a lot.
Oh, so much. We also were like getting to actual like older age at that point too. that had something to do with it, I guess.
I don't know if we got the older age. I think we got to a little bit more of a maturity level.
Yeah, more mature.
Because like you see kids in college now, strung up on Adderall, drinking every day, and
Yeah.
so it's like I don't know if it's necessarily an age factor. Because I can name 20 people right now that are
That's true.
21, 22 seniors, and
Yeah.
they're same life path.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I guess I'll be 20 by the time they see me on the next podcast.
yeah,
2 decades. What have I learned?
nothing.
Yeah, probably not. But no, it is definitely weird because like the first like until you're about like at least the like way we grew up, like middle class, normal home, like going through the school system, pretty normal-esque, at least on my side. But it's like you don't really have a path, like after high school, it's like you go to college or you go to a trade school. Like it kind of seems like that's set, and I guess this has been like the like I feel like this past 2 years has been like the most I haven't been on just like go like I'm like at a loss for words, but like a robot. You go to school, like you go hang out with your friends, and now it's like I actually have to go do something. I have to make money. Like I'm about to have to get my own house. I'm about to have my own payments.
Yeah.
And it all happens like that. Like you're in high school, you're having fun. Like you don't have to worry about. You have a job to pay for whatever you want to do on the weekends.
Bam! Welcome to the real world.
Yeah,
baby.
bam! Welcome to the real world.
Yeah, I kind of enjoy it though.
I like it. I also feel like a lot of people our age, and like we were talking about, like men doing things together and rolling in a pack. Like I feel like there's such like you gotta be grown up. You can't go like, nah. Who's to say you still can't go out and have fun and run around? Like,
yeah,
you gotta do that kind of stuff. Like you're gonna clown me, but I want to get a skateboard, bro. I want to get like that's just what the jiu-jitsu guys do. I feel like.
Is that what they do? They skateboard?
Oh yeah. Or like if I lived at the beach, I would go out and surf, like stuff like that.
I'd surf. That'd be fun.
I feel like you gotta stay like at least young at heart,
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you have to grow up, you have to act this certain way. Nah, don't listen to that.
Yeah, you can totally still enjoy your life.
Oh yeah,
and be successful.
Yeah.
Look at Joe Rogan; he just does whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, a lot of those guys do, and I mean money has a factor in that, but
I think freedom has a factor in that.
Yeah.
Which I think money at the end of the day is just freedom. I think that's why some people change with money and some people don't change with money.
Yep.
Well, actually, I don't think anyone changes. I think it just amplifies who you are as a person. I think if you're already like a kind of a crappy person and you get money, you're just gonna be a crappier person at a higher level.
Yeah.
If you're already like a really giving and nice person, I think you're just gonna want to give more when you have more.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
That's just how I look at it.
And it's like I feel like money, like obviously like there are like large scale things that it will really change, but like for us, like if we get money, we'll probably go to a cooler gym. We'll have a cooler podcast setup. We'll have a better camera.
Yeah.
We'll have better fishing equipment, bigger boat, nicer cars.
Yep.
But it's like that's all the stuff we do now.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna be amplified,
Yeah, exactly. We're not really gonna change a whole lot. Just be.
And I feel like it almost doesn't take, like, I know Sean O'Malley and his coach talk about this a lot. Like, they have all these nice things and stuff, but at the same time,
better coffee machine.
Yeah, I don't think it takes a lot of money to be happy. Like, I don't think you need, I know me and you debate about the money equals happiness, but, like, I feel like you can be happy with making not a whole lot of money.
Yeah. I think it's like this though. I think just back to money equals freedom.
Yeah.
I think freedom equals happiness.
Yep.
I think a lot of life's problems can be solved with money.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but most.
I think a lot of freedom comes from up here though.
Yeah. But I think we've already conquered that.
Yeah.
I think in our very specific life path.
Yeah.
I think adding money would only make it better.
Oh yeah. Well, 100%. Trying to have a nicer camera, trying to have bigger people on.
Yeah, get bigger people in, better podcast studio, maybe in a different city, just I think it would just be more fun.
Yeah. Well, we're probably an hour deep right now.
Are we?
Yeah, this is hope y'all like the new mics, the new little setup.
Yeah, we got some new mics. See, we're
Yes,
already leveling up. We got a new ring light over there.
Yeah.
You got that.
Yeah, y'all can't see the whole new setup, but it's pretty cool.
Up, baby.
Yeah.
Camera coming soon.
Yeah, camera coming real soon. But yeah, subscribe, like this podcast, give us a comment down below. We need 3 more subscribers, then we're at a hundo. It's now on Spotify too. The link's in the description for that.
Yeah, so if you just want to listen to it in your car or
Yep.
whatever you want to do, go
Yep.
there. Other links in there as well.
Yep.
Tons of actually amazing products. I love all of them. You know, just general health, general beauty, general. There's like different types of things, cooking-ware, dishes.
It's like a giant
soaps.
Amazon.
Yeah, it's just, but it's actually like good products.
Yep.
You know, you don't have a bunch of seed oils. You don't have a bunch of crazy chemicals. It's organic, just good stuff.
It'll ship fast, and
Yeah,
it'll help the
ships in
pod a
2
lot.
days.
So appreciate y'all. Peace out.